Hey, I got these truth burgers, man. Want some?
No,
You can't handle the truth.
I just want to be in my safe space.
Throughout history, every once in a while, we get to witness a massive upset. The underdog overcoming the odds and defeating what seemed to be an unstoppable foe. Muhammad Ali beating Sonny Liston. The New York Giants stopping the undefeated Patriots in Super Bowl 42. The American colonists triumphing over the British Empire. The little shoe that could versus George Bush.
Wait a minute! Don't you dare do it!
But one recent event might topple them all. A battle between two clowns in one of the biggest fight arenas in the world, the box office. Here we witnessed Art the Clown layeth the smack down on the Joker. That's right, folks. The $2 million budgeted Terrifier 3 outperformed the $200 million juggernaut Joker 2. How can this be, you may ask? Well, Ollie and I are gonna break it down for you.
Oh, it was worse than a smackdown. It was a grueling, one-sided beatdown inside of a Hell in a Cell. And you know what? It serves these big-budget sons of bitches right. Man, roll that damn intro before I lay judgment on these walls. Too late. I'm pumped for this one. Shut up! Sorry, Mom.
In the name of Jesus,
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
I execute judgment on you.
For anyone that has paid attention, audiences' reactions for both films show that Joker 2 underdelivers by significantly turning away from what made its predecessor such a massive success, while Terrifier 3 simply provides more of what audiences liked about the last two movies. I know, it sounds crazy to say, but when you give consumers what they want, you'll make money. Terrifier movies have a loyal fan base, and what worked in the first two films worked for a third time. Damien Leon's Terrifier franchise are a set of wholesome family films led by a charismatic mime clown.
That's me, guilty as charged.
Hey, Santa, it looks like you got a fan.
Art the Clown? The most famous serial killer since Jack the Ripper. It's historic.
Encountered.
Wonder what I got.
This show's too violent. Put the puppies back on.
Okay, they're pretty fucking brutal, but they're entertaining as hell to watch. The Terrifier movies are slasher splatter films with a supernatural element. They're known for their over-the-top gore dealt by the hands of Art the Clown. Sometimes he does it with a knife, sometimes with an axe, other times with a chainsaw. In the latest installment, Art the Clown and his sidekick, Vicky, continue to pursue the final girl, Sienna, on Christmas night as he terrifies the residents of Miles County. There's guts, blood, explosions, and gore, and audiences ate that shit up.
Now let's look at Joker 2. The whole movie acts as a completely different film from the first. Sure, it works at times to try something new, but this film is so detached from its predecessor that it comes off like a joke. 2019's Joker had us follow Arthur Fleck, a man with mental health issues who is a product of his environment. He struggles to build relationships and is shunned by everyone. Arthur cannot even trust his own mother. The medication he receives is taken away from him due to government budget cuts. By the end of that movie, Arthur Fleck loses his mind, finally embracing the Joker persona. Flash forward to the sequel, and Arthur Fleck is in the Arkham Asylum, still struggling with the Joker persona.
What?
Which brings us to story progression and character development. Now, it should be noted that the Terrifier movies aren't some work of art. In fact, they're pretty fucking silly at times, but for a movie about a demonic clown and a magical sword-wielding chick, they do a pretty good job at getting the simple things right for the most part. In Terrifier 3, Art the Clown dons a Santa suit for the Christmas season as he and his accomplice Vicky come up with innovative, I say innovative, ways to torture their victims. Art is fucking hilarious in this movie. I cannot say enough how fun it is watching him on screen, and this movie is perhaps the best in the franchise because of it. The movie does a great job in continuing the link between Sienna and Art, who, like the previous film, have an entertaining as hell battle at the end of this one. The finale sees Art wounded, vulnerable, not the unstoppable demonic force he always seems to be. Plus, he loses his sidekick, Vicky. As for our protagonist, she is left in a pool of blood, suffering the loss of numerous family members, especially her younger brother. Despite all of that, she's hopeful to save her little cousin from the gates of hell in the sequel. Sienna's relationship with her father is also further touched upon, as the story teases a connection between him and Art, a plot point that will surely and definitely be solved in the sequel.
Personally, I think Joker 2 was an unnecessary sequel, but if something makes money, best believe Hollywood will exploit it, and what we ended up with was a complete disaster of a script. One would expect that due to the events of the previous film and the title of both movies, we would get the actual fucking Joker. Instead, what we got was Arthur Fleck moping around Arkham, still wrestling with the Joker persona, completely making the last movie irrelevant. Added to the mix is Harley Quinn, played by Lady Gaga, who plays the role as an obsessed fangirl manipulating Arthur towards embracing the madness. Like the very shitty Terminator Dark Fate, Joker 2 undoes the events of the first film by deconstructing it. Arthur doesn't want to become the Joker, as he regrets his past actions, even saying so during his trial. And even worse than that, this crap tries to convince us that the Joker persona is its own entity that can be passed on.
Did the writers watch Halloween Ends before writing this shit?
Ah, fuck. Why do you have to mention that abomination, Aiden? You know how I feel about that movie.
What? Halloween Ends?
I'm serious, Aiden. Don't you ever mention that movie ever a fucking again.
Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends. Hey, here's a clip.
Ugh, your mother's a whore.
We have the same mom, dumbass.
What did you say?
Oh shit. No, Mom, wait. Ah.
Holy shit, dude. Well, folks, as Ollie nurses his wounds, let me bring up our next point.
The guard said you wanted to show me how to kiss. But they said Joker's a really good kisser. Nobody's ever gave me a kiss before.
No hesitation.
I gotta be honest with you, Arthur. I wouldn't have took you for a hopeless romantic.
Oh my God!
Character assassination. Similar to the beating Ollie just took, the writers of Joker 2 gave the character some heavy uppercuts of their own. Like when they had Arthur get stabbed to death in prison, revealing that his attacker was the actual Joker all along.
What?
Yep. We just watched two movies that had nothing to do with the Joker, despite the title. What we saw instead was the story of some random loser named Arthur Fleck, who pathetically dies in prison. Just imagine sitting through a RoboCop film where he's killed by a drone strike, and the real RoboCop is revealed to be some irrelevant guy on screen. Or imagine watching a Batman film and seeing Bruce slip and fall down a 50-story building, and the film ends with Morgan Freeman dressed up as Batman instead. Or watching a movie called Titanic and waiting over 2 hours to see the tragic ending, but it never happens because the ship makes it home, and when the camera zooms out, you find out it isn't the RMS Titanic, but the fucking Royal Caribbean instead.
The character was utterly decimated. I mean, the climax of the movie comes when he gets his backdoor cherry popped by a couple of guards.
Oh, you're gonna buy me a drink first?
Shut the fuck up. Got his fucking rags off.
They're raping him! I can't watch. Let's get out of here, Kyle. Come on, let's go! Why are they doing this? Just run!
Making him reject the Joker identity for good. It's more of the same deconstruction and emasculation that we have seen from modern Hollywood when it pertains to popular male characters. Even his relationship with Harley is lopsided. The one thing that the writers got right is that she's a fangirl of the Joker. However, she's the one who encourages him to become that person, while all he does is simp for her.
We're not going away, Arthur. All we had was the fantasy, and you gave up. We were never going anywhere.
I can't live without you.
What a pussy.
Harley's the one who teaches him how to have sex.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
They're cutting off his penis in there.
It's hilariously pathetic how emasculated Joker was in this movie, and this is due to modern Hollywood standards. No matter who they cast, we might never see an accurate portrayal of Harley Quinn on the big screen. Why? Because it's not politically correct. They're trying to turn her into a feminist icon when that's not what the character was meant to be. As long as Hollywood tries to forcefully portray her that way, she will continue to fail at the box office. Because the truth is, she's a supporting role to the Joker. She's his plaything, not a main character.
I know how to make some smiles, Puddin'. Face it, Harl, this stinks. You're a certified nutso wanted in 12 states and hopelessly in love with a psychopathic clown.
A movie with a dude dressed as a clown in a Santa suit chopping people up was never going to be politically correct or apologetic. Terrifier franchise does not backtrack on what has made it so successful. It does not apologize for it, the clown. Plus, it has a final girl we can all get behind and root for. These movies are not afraid to push the envelope, and they just want to entertain their fan base. And good for them, as they got greatly rewarded for it. It's even more kick-ass that it's low-budget franchise that has made it this far. Thankfully for Art the Clown, Todd Phillips did not make this movie. Otherwise, we would see Art become a liberal painter who regrets his past and wants to enroll in college again and change his life around. As for Joker 2, the movie never knew what it wanted to be. A musical, a courtroom drama. That's probably because Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix never wanted to make a sequel in the first place. This will go down as one of the most epic failures in Hollywood history, and it definitely hurts the legacy of the first film.
Our theory is that Hollywood felt apologetic for attracting the wrong type of customers with the first film. And can you blame us for thinking this? How many times now has woke Hollywood attacked the fans for their own failures, for not supporting their liberal beliefs? Back in 2019, the media tried to have us believe that the Joker movie was going to incite violence. It pains Hollywood that that film was so successful, unlike its massive list of woke garbage that has been shitted out for a decade now. Perhaps Terrifier 3 beating Joker 2 in the box office can bring some sense to Hollywood. Oh fuck it. Who am I kidding? We will probably get more of this. Can't wait to watch Bruce Wayne apologize for his white male privilege and donate all his money to climate change and reveal himself not to be Batman, but a guy wanting to be a farmer. At the end of the day, we leave Terrifier 3 in excitement, waiting to see what comes next, while we leave Joker 2 in deep relief knowing that he's dead and we won't have to see the sequel, where Harley Quinn replaces him. Then we get hit with another swerve on how the movie is actually not about Harley Quinn, but an origin story for Lady Gaga.